Good evening, everybody. Tonight we've got Confusion Flag set for you in the Zelda 1 Randomizer. I'm FuriSK, and tracking for me and joining me occasionally on commentary will be Kairos.
Hello, Zelda fans.
So, in case you're not familiar with the Confusion Flag set, it's not too different from your basic flag set except for two features. It's going to be mirrored Overworld, and the recorder will take you to unbeaten dungeons. There are a handful of other small flags in effect. The wood sword can be blocked by a couple of different things based on what's at the Armos location, amongst other things. But most of the other flag sets otherwise are pretty generic.
And there is no heart shuffle tonight.
Yep, that almost got me to play until I got into the commentary booth. Let's see. Looks like we're going to go ahead and start in what's normally the northeast. Gives them access to 3 Armos locations right off the bat. We'll probably see the runners look at those. Another location up in this area that is available to you now is that raft spot on the coast, as you can screen wrap over there, so no raft required for that one, just level 4.
Well, easy max access, but no heart shuffle, so probably less hearts tonight.
It looks like these 3 are a bust, although they do get the candle from the 3rd Armos, or the furthest Armos south on this side of the overworld, so that's always good to find. We'll open a handful of extra spots over here in this area. Because we are on full first quest, there will not be a lake at level 2, so you'll be able to go straight in and we'll be able to see what's there. Looks like we've got access to the any roads as well. Looks like one of them is going to stay vanilla, so a block will be required to get back in there, as you see on my steel screen. See in just a moment where they lead as we get them all synced up and on the same timer. I'm just going to go ahead and check this little spot over here, and it is level 3, so it's a good thing you checked. We do have cheap bombs as well at the Blue Ring Shop, 8 rupees for your bombs, so we probably will see the runners dip in there a couple of times as they run low on bombs. The hints, to answer the question in chat, are community, so there's no real reason to save your money for that, and the book doesn't reveal anything in this Flexit either. No Atlas, no Understandable Men, so probably won't see people pick that up, as we've discovered level 2, which kind of matches the level 3 color. And because we have no HP shuffle on the enemies, the keys will be killable with the candle. And there's a free Triforce in the ground for killing a couple of keys with the candle, so Chest Jerk's going to get off to the early Triforce lead on the restream. Looks like, by my count, we'll have 15 runners tonight, so for the 4 you see on restream are just about a fourth of the group. Captain Green, Shaddy, Chest Jerk, Eat My Steel.
And I believe that was the red ring on the coast. Just barely saw it.
Yep, so runners will probably be interested in finding that ladder because that will make diving some of these dungeons just a little bit easier, but for now it's just going to have to sit there. And I'm guessing we found the white sword. Was it inside this dungeon? Level 2? Or was it by chance at Armos?
I don't think it was Armos. I think it must have been in here.
Yep, CJ also just grabbed it while being inside level 2, so that confirms that. And since it's Heart Shuffle off, really isn't much reason to stay in here outside of gathering a couple of keys, so may see him look around. This probably is the transport to go north. Either that, or he hasn't reviewed the heart shuffle flags on this flag set. So we'll hope it's just a key hunt for him. Although he is a gotta have heart fan. Looks like every single dungeon's going to be yellow as we find out that Monocle Rock has level 5. Looks like Shaddy will probably pirouette by going a screen to the right on the overworld and coming back over. That will unlock that door because it can't tell if you're in or out of the dungeon, so it assumes that you've just entered from that side. You'll see Chest Jerk is now checking the coast raft spot location by screen wrapping, so that was that tip I was talking about earlier. Doesn't seem like there's anything at all over there, so
Just a
off we
medium
go.
secret.
May have an early item in level 5, or we may have a transport. Looks like it's going to be a transport. We won't know if it's segmented or just the one staircase that's normally level 5. Wood sword is found. Looks like it was the open cave in the grave. So we may get to see our almost item. Looks like a blue boomerang to me.
Indeed it is.
An item
Ema
worth
still
picking
wants
up.
it.
He's not going to get it, though. It's worthwhile because you do have Lionel shuffle down to dungeons, and with just the wood sword and having to hit them a whole bunch, it's easier just to stun them all up. So it's one of those where you want to grab the boomerang if you have easy access to it. Be a little bit surprised if he ran straight back there to grab it again. But it looks like he's kind of heading that way. And Captain Green 7's also heading that way. We'll get the wood sword.
What was that Shaddy just picked up? Was that the letter? It's hard to see with the Mario sprites.
I was not paying attention to the Shaddy screen. I'll probably see it once he shuffles around again.
Bombs and keys for the muggers.
Yep, so any key would be fairly important to find early. Because that would take that mugger and remove it basically from the game for the rest of the way, so...
Otherwise, those are probably the most expensive mugger options.
Yep. And he's got no use for that cave. He's got both a blue candle from the Takening 1 and the white sword from level 2, so... But he goes, he's going to abandon the blue boomerang.
Chest Jerk picks up the first heart container of the restream.
Yep, it's the second Takening 1.
And that is the wand. Right, vanilla 6.
Yep, looks like we'll have to come back for that if we want it.
Oh, Captain Green 7 in level 7, which is not yellow.
Thankfully. Chishtuk is going to burn the key to go into level 3. Yeah, it's a fairly tame shape. Always like to see it not be so stringy and be able to traverse in multiple different directions. With beams and a white sword, this four-headed Gliok is not nearly as troublesome. You can always duck back in the door if the fireball's heading your way. And he gets his key refund. And again, we're just looking for the staircase item in some of these dungeons, as there will not be any hard shuffle, so there's not a significant reason to sit around in dungeons for too long, especially if you already have the white sword.
So, just a review for chat. We are playing the Confusion Flag set. It is a first quest overworld with shaped dungeons, a mirrored overworld, and Recorder to Unbeaten Dungeons.
Fortunately, it will not include level 9, which is at the potion shop near the Dead Woods. Yes, it has incentivized just a little bit more. It used to be it incentivized you gambling a bit on dungeons that you found the Triforce in early, so that you could just come back to them, but now it's gamble going forward instead.
CJ, pick up another quick Triforce out of 3.
Plus 2 keys for the dungeon so far, starting at 1, now at 3, so you'll feel like he can burn a couple of keys just based on that. And a red candle for his trouble, so not the best since he's already got a blue candle, but not the worst because it gives him a repeatable semi-ranged weapon, so makes it easier to kill things across paths of water and such. We also have the Triforce out of level 7. Captain Green found that. And he did, in fact, pick up the magical boomerang, so it looks like he was interested in stunning some stuff in the dungeon. So level 5 is not nearly as compact. It's got a couple of different arms to it that are going to require you to take a single path, so higher potential to lose some of your keys in this dungeon.
Neat Man Steel also got the magical boomerang. And CJ will get that if he ever makes his way back up there again. 6 on Captain Green's side.
7 and 6, not too far away from one another, so it's just natural overworld progression, just hoping to find as many dungeons as possible. Doesn't really matter which ones it is to him, he's going to probably dig this. And for those who know that we run quite a bit of open staircases being turned off for the most part, that's not one of the flags tonight, so if there's an item in a potential push block staircase room, that means it will not push tonight, so don't need to worry about clearing those rooms, just take your item and head to the next room.
CJ finds the last of the take anys.
He's not seen the wand yet, but when he does, he'll be happy to see it, I think. Looks like we've got a mugger room in the very end of the arm at level 5, and that was enough for you might still say, I'm done in here.
Alright, wand check. No good at 5.
Yeah, he went straight back there trying to get the full combat advantage out of it. Getting basically 4 points of damage against anything that's not a Wizrobe is pretty useful, especially when red Dark Nuts, for example, didn't have a chance to roll any other value but 4. So it gives you the single bomb kills on them, and or the white sword plus wand combo for 4. I do believe Captain Green saw the heart container in level 7 when he was there, so Shaddy may be able to dig that out of here pretty quickly and head back and get his wand that he's looking for. CJ, on the other hand, is probably going to stumble upon the wand here pretty soon, and he'll have the early combat lead on Restream. 5, 6, 7, and 8 have at least one transport staircase, more than one if they are segmented, and Captain Green has found the transport staircase already, so you can find both sides if he wants, or he can just leave because whiz robes and moats and fun stuff.
And as guaranteed with 6 heart containers, Gesture has gotten the wand.
Triforce and 8 for Eat My Steel in a Wizrobe room. Wizrobes are usually a sign of something you don't want to fight, so you usually leave after you find the Triforce, even if there are 2 items in there.
Gesture gets his boomerang on the second go.
Looks like Captain Green's keeping himself topped off on bombs in Death Mountain, and 1 rupee short of the blue ring. I think if he was further away from that, he would have bought a pack of bombs just to keep upright. But now he's going to go back because red levers do drop a lot of money. And he's going to go ahead and take his early defensive upgrade, having seen Wizrobes in several of the large dungeons already.
You don't know when that ladder's going to show up.
I'm not sure if he's the one that even saw it on the coast yet.
He might
In the
not
event,
have. I know the left side of the screen did.
Yeah. In any event, you want to have your early defense anytime you see Wizrobes, because you just don't know when you're going to see it. That ladder, that is. And we'll see if he's checked Eastern Death Mountain here momentarily. Because of the mirrored overworld, he'll be able to do a screen wrap on this screen if he gets low enough on this screen. Here it comes, he's got to go down.
And Captain Green showing why you want that boomerang for another reason of getting those items like berries that will not cooperate.
130 foot large.
Yep. What's the net total pull and a good positive?
Yeah, without hints, don't really need a lot of extra money on the overworld, but 130 will certainly qualify you as having enough money to get basically anything you want.
The blue ring, now it's like, might as well pick up some arrows, and who knows, maybe even a bait. But more likely a key if they get a little key starved.
Yep, my tendency is to buy the key if I'm on 0 or 1 and buy some of the other tools if I'm on 2 or more keys. Especially if I've not seen level 1 yet and I hope to stumble into it, because that's the most likely scenario in which I can burn through all my keys and not find any. Just the way the randomizer sets up, usually dungeons 2, 4, and 5 will have the majority of your extra keys. There are some larger dungeons that also tend to have a lot of keys, but they also have a lot more rooms, so you don't get as many keys per room in those, and thus you don't usually focus on them if you're key starved. Looks like Chestrick is going to pass up on the Triforce in 7 for the moment. He's going to keep looking for some items. Captain Green's going to see the wand, try and pick it up on 4. We know he's got to get at least 2 more. Shetty's also going to pass up on the Triforce in 7 for now. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him, because his health situation is a lot worse off.
DJ doing some great iframes on the land molas there.
Yeah, but there's not a whole lot else to do in this end of the dungeon as he's explored those rooms. He's going to backtrack for now and look up. Shetty, on the other hand, is just going to give up for the moment, or at least go back towards start and get more health. Nope, leaving. Eat My Steel back at the Vanilla Wood Sword Cave. Go ahead and try and explore this level 4. as Captain Green, or Chester, excuse me, now picks up his third Triforce, this time at level 7.
And Chetty is back for a wand.
Yep, this time he will not be denied. Kind of in a situation now where we're starting to see a lot of the dungeons, but not seeing a lot of the really important items. And at some point, I think the runners are going to have to make a decision, some of the ones that have been grabbing Triforces kind of early, to dig some of these bigger dungeons, perhaps.
So we've actually seen, collectively, all the dungeons now.
Have we? I had not seen level 1 yet.
Oh, my bad. We have not seen one.
I think that is the only one outstanding at this point.
It is. That's the one I forgot.
I'm sure that's the one the runners are really searching for, too. Especially the two of the runners. Oh, ladder and 4. That's a Fred, but we'll take it. So he did not buy a blue ring, so he gets to go for free and go out to the coast. And you said that the left side of the screen did, in fact, see the coast item, so he knows it's out there.
Correct.
So he may not quite have the offensive firepower of the wand in his possession currently, but with a white sword and a red ring, he may not go back that way anytime soon, because that is a good deal of the offense and defense out of the seed. May not be in as big a hurry.
They have not really dug out much in terms of heart containers out of these dungeons, so those rings are even more valuable tonight.
Yep, with heart shuffle off, you're going to see heart totals, with the exception of Chester's side of the equation, being mostly ignored. Seeing some pretty good combat here from Captain Green, only taking a handful of bops so far on the four-headed Gleeok fight with just the wood sword and no beams. Payoff for cleaning up this dungeon is pretty much just a Triforce. Red Candle's not going to be what he wants to see out of here. Like Chess, Jerk, and Chatty are both trying to get through this level 6, and looks like they'll end up both getting hearts out of it, but I haven't seen the item yet, so it's pretty well hidden wherever it is. Looking for at least the bow. Most likely the ladder pre-9. Silvers and Red Ring are obviously not forced to 9, so Silvers can also be on the loose, but they're the only one of that equation that can be in level 9 still.
These important items are not in 9 tonight.
Yeah. The Red Ring was a dead giveaway this time. This level 6 is somewhat large, but it's also very compact. It's actually got the mirror shape of level 4 if you look between Eat My Steel screen and Chester's screen. You can kind of see the way it's set up. There's a little 2-room connection between the left and right side of level 4, and you can see in level 6 there's that little drop down, little tooth to the bottom of it. Captain Green has found his red candles, probably going to go Triforce hunting in a hurry now if he hasn't seen it already. Fairly nasty rooms over here on the left side of this level 6. It's enough to deter Chester from any further lookings around for now. I don't know if that shutter's the only way south in there or not. See if that's the way he came from. We also have a Triforce out of level 4 for Eat My Steel, so that's his third. It's unfortunately a lot of time spent in level 6 for Chester, and no item at this point, so suppose he's probably rooting just a little bit that there's some sort of item in there that he has to come back for, otherwise he's spent time that perhaps others may not. And you can see Eat My Steel with that ladder in hand is not wasting a whole lot of time heading back towards that coast item. Shay's trying to use some bomb strats in the top doorway. The top doorway is probably the most dangerous of the doors because they can phase in and kind of do their little jump. And if they diagonal jump upwards, it will allow them to do so still, and it will clip you for some damage. So just Green Tunic, he's going to be taking 2 hearts of damage every time they do that to him.
Chest Jerk, with the knowledge of the Red Ring location, even with max money, decided to just fill up his bombs rather than get a blue ring.
Okay, the transport on Shay's side found. Looks like we'll have to... I guess it dropped him off in the middle of the dungeon. He's kind of tripped on his power cord there or something. There we go. Back at it. Seems like he ended up going back down in the dungeon. I'm wondering if he got beamed or something as he exited the transport staircase on the other side. And Triforce out of level 3 for Captain Green will make it 2 for him. He has this red candle, so that's going to be the end of level 3. Am I still getting another heart? He's now guaranteed his wand. I still think he's probably not in any tremendous hurry to get back there for that. Especially since Wizrobes are still in dungeons and you cannot affect them with a wand.
He'll get by with a white sword.
Captain Green's now just 1 away from his wand. He has the wood sword, so because of where he's at on the overworld, he could potentially head back that direction and try, but I think he's probably going to hold off till he gets 6. I think at least 3 of our runners now have seen level 9, if not all 4 of them, so it's not that well hidden today. Beginning to feel like we may, however, be blocked out of level 1 in some way, shape, or form. We've seen a lot.
What would you suppose the irony of the seed of it being recorder blocked?
You know pretty quickly you can flute directly there. It'd be kind of silly if it flutes you right to record the lake. Yeah, for seeing every dungeon, we really don't know a whole lot about the items within the dungeons so far. We've only seen 3 of them. And for our purposes, there is 1 raft spot, 1 flute spot, and 3 power bracelet spots, since 1 got swallowed by the any road being vanilla. So the odds, I guess, are probably in the favor of the power bracelet. About 60% chance of that being it. The only spot I haven't marked off is the Forgotten Spot area of the map. I think
That's a shape.
I think Shaddy was in there, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, so I'm going to go ahead and say we are blocked out of it. But yep, we've seen this shape once before. Eat My Steel got caught in the very westernmost tip of the level 5. Because that is where the mugger is in here. Chester is going to fight for his heart. Surprise of nobody. My steel with 6 hearts kind of cleared through the overworld and routed back this way. So why not just go ahead and stop for the combat?
Now, level 4, that was at the vanilla start screen, correct?
Yep.
Where most people want to get to, but have not.
I'm pretty sure my steel's the only one that's ventured down that way thus far. And we are actually ladder blocked, I believe, out of level 5 on 3 of the 4 runners, basically, are ladder blocked. So that'll be quite the advantage if that has, say, the power bracelet in it, and that gives you your access to level 1, because the moment my steel finds level 5, he'll be able to get into potentially that last dungeon location, and the one that's probably the most profitable per room. I don't think any of our runners at 30 minutes feel particularly comfortable about their situation. Perhaps Eat My Steel would be the only exception, given that he has the ladder, the white sword, and the red ring, but really the rest of the items he's found are items that are nice to haves, but aren't necessary per se.
Well, Chester's making solid progress at 4 Triforces. It's decent enough, right?
Yep, but he's kind of got that bad feeling in his gut, I'm sure, because of how many dungeons he's gone in and tried to explore and has come up empty-handed on, because that just means he may have to go back. And he won't be able to fluke back to those dungeon locations, given that he has picked up the Triforces. Without the map, Captain...
5.
Yep. Captain Green doesn't have a map of this level 5, so he's going to actually take the mugger hit to get back out of this room. It's going to see the ladder block here. Looks like Chestjerk is at 255 rupees again, so he could opt to go find the blue ring shop. We're seeing all the transport stairs, but still none of the items, really. It is worth noting that our mugger today is only taking 15 rupees on the overworld, the door repair mugger. So on top of it already not being anywhere remotely poverty seed, it's also going to be generous with the door repairs. I think Chestrix is about to stumble on his Triforce for this dungeon.
With a blue ring purchase.
Well, if he's gotten the blue ring, he's certainly going to find level 4 some point soon. That's usually the logic behind picking that up. Find the blue ring, find access to the red ring instantly later. It doesn't matter what color your ring is. If you take about every single Lionel beam that's fired, you will be heading back to start. And unfortunately, that's where Shaddy went. The 6 HP per blue Lionel. Or Or I suppose Piranha. Unsurprising to see Captain Green go for the red potion at this point, given that he's got his white sword item. You've got a blue ring, you value being able to refill your health in dungeons over perhaps going for the magical sword. Level 7 seems relatively compact, but a couple of rooms could dead-end you and troll you just a little bit. You may have an item, though. It's the bow. It's a big lead now for Eat My Steel in terms of items. Yeah, Recorder is in level 8, so we're finding a couple items finally in these dungeons.
But Jestrick has already gotten the Triforce at a 7.
I did not see the ladder block potentially in level 7 for that bow, but I don't think it was ladder blocked in terms of Triforce progression, given that we do see the Jestrick had it. So, really tough to say without seeing the route again. I guess we'll probably see it at some point on 3 more screens, so we'll check back then. Presumably it was blocked.
Still one more item unaccounted for, Nate.
Yep, he's going to go look for level 1.
Find out which block it is.
It is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Amazing. Everybody just missed it.
Burn bush.
Our runners are trolls. None of them check this. Yep, the recorder is automatically set to level 1 when you first pick it up. So going 1 to the right and 1 to the left gets you back there in this setup. And hey, silver. So nothing important really in level 9. Trying to think of the best possible thing that is left in there. Probably any key.
Here's the heart.
We don't know if that's the floor heart. Actually, we do. It is the floor heart. We're just missing the staircase item that appears to be right here. We'll see if it's another heart or something else. Nope, it's the raft. And the Triforce, I believe, is in the first room, so that was all 3 items and a Triforce, basically in the course of, what, 5 rooms? Maybe 6?
Free level 1.
Yep.
Just gotta go into it.
So that means Eat My Steel is going to be in Triforce and Go mode in a very big hurry the moment he goes that direction on the Overworld. And really, any of the runners can get there, especially now that Captain Green 7 has a ladder out of 4. He'll be probably the closest behind him.
Jestrick is in 4 now.
Yep, so Jestrick is also going to find that pretty soon and be on his way. The real question is because they have the Triforce out of level 7, how long will it take them? How long will it take them to get back there and dig the bow out of there? Eat My Steel is now looking at the other side of this transport staircase. This is the same staircase that Chatty bombed his way into earlier. To answer the question, Chat, Eat My Steel does not know where level 1 is. I don't think he's seen level 3. I'm pretty sure he saw level 5 early. So he saw it pre-ladder pickup. And we have a Triforce pickup in 3, speaking of pickups.
Like the tracker's being a little slow again.
Yeah, it'll catch up. It's had a rough day. Looks like we have a decent bomb upgrade today. Not overly expensive, and on top of that, you get an extra bomb over the vanilla number, so can't complain there. CJ gonna get his ladder, so that leaves just Shaddy without the ladder, but if you look at where he's at, he's one screen above level 4, so I don't think it'll take him more than a couple minutes to get his.
Oh, there we go. Looks like the tracker finally caught up with all the clicks.
Let's get some Triforce pickups now. Level 4 for Captain Green. I don't suppose it'll take Chest Jerk too much longer either to get his 5th. I believe it's down 1 and left 1 from where he's currently at. That key. He's at 7 keys, so 8 keys. Once I get to double digits, I tend to burn keys if I know it'll speed me up. Nope, looks like the Triforce is way off yonder. Shaddy picks up his ladder, though. So everybody on Restream now has that.
Yeah, for level 6, it's one below the top left square for the Triforce location in 6.
Yeah. Looks like Captain Green's going to work the southern coast. If he remembers, that's the other side of the Esteban. There we go. Weird Overworld. Kind of plays with you mentally sometimes. You're so used to bombing the 7th spot from the left, and now you got to bomb the 7th spot from the right. I think Chestrick is now only 1 Triforce piece away, just needs level 5's Triforce to complete his puzzle.
Ah, yes. The number 1 got eaten by the tracker.
Tracker being the resident Gru tonight, that's troll. There's a couple ladder blocks in here. Because he doesn't have the bow, I suspect he'll probably venture towards the spots that he was blocked. See if he can't find both the Triforce and the item. I don't think he'll leave without the item, since he's gotten a lot of this northern portion of this dungeon cleared. And then it's just a question of where he's going to go, because he knows important items in 9 are going to be off, so his bow he needs to kill Ganon is not going to be there.
And with the freeness of level 1, no one's going to have to do a silver hunt. And Captain Green just picked up his white sword finally, so everyone has upgraded offense.
So the real question for me is, are we going to see a situation in which CJ is going to get so far ahead on Triforces that he can go back and clean up dungeons fast enough? Or will Eat My Steel get caught up in Triforces in time to take advantage of his early bow find? Because he's certainly not going to miss the silvers in 1 at this point, let's be quite honest. He may try and clear this room, though, as it does appear that our item is below this Dark Nut and Wizrobe room.
In his room.
Which cannot have a drop item. It can only have the standing or the no item at all, so no reason to stick around there. Looks like we do have the item staircase. It's another Wizrobe Dark Nut Wombo combo. Probably going to try and kill the red and then kill the red Dark Nut at minimum. Oh, no, now that you got all the Wizards down, it's easy. What did we have in level 6? Can only really be the Iniki of use. And it's just the book, which does absolutely nothing but give us a little bit of wand fire. So, very unsurprising to see him pass.
Chatty has made his way to level 1.
Yep, so he's going to get his silvers here momentarily. A power bracelet. Yep, in level 5. So between 8 and 9, we have a boomerang, we have a heart, and we have an Iniki. My steel is going to lose out on a lot of that large secret, but because he has just about everything he needs to see it, I don't think he's going to worry too much. Shaddy gets his canoe, so he can go to Vanilla 4 now if he so desires. Pushes him that way. I guess it pushes him towards some more dungeons. I think we have a couple down there. Well, no, he's already taken the level 4, which was the most in line. We have the ladder clip across the tea room for the easy Triforce 5.
CJ is just on a bow hunt.
Yeah, a quick glance here. Let's see. Looks like it's Coast, Red Ring, and then level 6, 7, or 8, I think, are the only items that he's missing.
That's correct.
So that's a tough call, actually. It's really hard to tell which one he'll go for first.
I would suspect he'd go into 6 or 7 before he digs the rest of 8.
Speaking of level 8, Captain Green's done with it for now. He did not pick up the magical Tutti Flute, so he cannot whistle to unbeaten dungeons. He's going to have to keep clear naturally.
Just turned out to be a nice advantage for Chest Jerk.
Looks like that advantage is going to come to an end, though, shortly, as I'm pretty sure Eat My Steel is going to stumble upon level 1 here within the next 2 or 3 screens that he checks. I am a little bit surprised, actually, to see Chest Jerk back in this 8 first, given that he's got one item to devalue it some, and it's easily the biggest dungeon on the board.
Eat My Steel is summon the silver arrows with the purchase of the wooden ones.
Oh, he's going to be a little bit sad, but I mean, he's got so much money and not much else but bait to buy, or maybe a key, so it is what it is.
Literally just picked it up a couple screens ago.
Yeah. Shaddy with his Triforce piece out of level 8. Probably is going to go back in. No, of course not. I say that and he's going to leave for the Red Ring, so off he goes. Speaking of summoning silvers, Captain Green's picking up his wood arrows in the same exact spot and is going to go the same exact way and find the same exact silvers.
Wait a second. Eat My Steel went a different direction.
Yep, you can go left or right. He's going to pick up the map in this room, and then he's going to see he's got to burn his key.
Okay.
So it's not a huge deal which way they go. There's only really one way.
Yeah.
And he's certainly not just going to take the Triforce and go on level 1. He's got 3 items in here, 2 of which are not hearts, potentially. I would think he's most likely to turn around, though, once he gets these. Nope. Continue to make a liar out of me.
A recorder or any key are things that he definitely would like.
He picks up the heart and now turns around after burning a key.
Makes me wrong.
Yeah, he's just trying to troll the commentators. That's all he's doing now. he's kind of in the worst spot key count wise at the moment. Captain Green being in the best, he's gonna end up going down a key after finding that this room is not what he wants, unless it drops key. Yep. So he's gonna pick up his key, he's gonna go down a room, he's gonna find the last item in one, he's gonna turn around. Level 5 Triforce for Shaddy, he's down to just one remaining. I didn't see if he actually picked up the power bracelet.
This jerk found a dig dogger.
It will not be an item, but it may be progression in this dungeon because of a shutter. I don't know if he came from up here or not. He did not. He's going up. Triforce out of level 1 for CG7. Has 2 left to go before he's done. I'm guessing Eat My Steel has not seen level 3 yet, based on the fact that he's still searching the overworld. Either that or didn't explore his starting screen. So it doesn't look like any of our runners are going to hard right order the seed tonight, but got a couple that are in line to get to level 9 pretty early as far as the runners go.
Hi, Goma.
Yep. Bottom 2 runners have what they need. Oh, I see. Eat My Steel probably did not see level 9 yet. So now that he's seen level 9, he's going to turn around and go into level 5. He had to make sure he wasn't blocked. Fair game.
Kevin Green doing the ladder clip.
I am actually moderately surprised he's still... Oh, no, he doesn't have the bow. Oh, yes. No, he doesn't have the bow. He has silvers. That's right. Never mind, then. Perfectly reasonable to be searching out the item in 5. Won't be what he wants, but... it will eliminate one of the possibilities from the table.
Just jerk paying off the bugger with a bomb.
Looks like Shaddy has found his book just before his Triforce. And double Triforce pick up 5 and 6. Shaddy is now joining Chest Jerk at the full force situation where he needs just one more item. I think Shaddy's actually in better shape to sort this out first, given that I think he's close to level 7. I think they're right next to each other, so...
The fact that he wins the 7. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if either one of the runners, or any of the 3 runners that left level 7 actually had the map to it. So that may also have been ladder blocked. Gotta have heart, or not. And I'm wondering if Chestrick does not know about the heart shuffle scenario. Never mind, he's gone. Perhaps just looking to pick up some cheap bombs. Because that was a Wizrobe room and he got a key for his trouble instead. In any event, looks like he's going to make his way to both 6 and 7. They're both right next to one another. So... it looks like we are going to be down to 3 runners here. It looks like Eat My Steel, Chest Jerk, and Shaddy all have a shot at this on the restream. And don't rule out Captain Green 7. He can move pretty darn fast. And if he gets motoring back to level 7 and 9's a bit trolly, he can make it back. He's going to realize now that his power bracelet in this level 5 is all the way over in that little tail. So he's just got that one room left, just a little bit below the mugger. Chestrick is going to pick the incorrect dungeon first, but it's fair because I think he had all but 2 rooms cleared out of here.
and it's actually a pretty short hop over to that room anyway.
And Eat My Steel is going to be the first on restream into level 9, given that he has every item he needs and every piece of the Triforce.
Got the audio on to Eat My Steel.
Maybe. In any event, it's going to be Door and Aurora scenario for him. Only one direction to go. Chest Jerk now realizes that the bow is in the last possible location for him. Shay's going to find his bow. I know that his sound is unusable at night, so we're going to have to probably wait for Chest Jerk to get in there. Be able to hear where Ganon's at. Captain Green's going to head back to level 6. Actually, Captain Green, in theory, could really make up some time just because of the items he has outstanding. He basically has 6, 7, and 8, and if he goes to 6 and 7 first, because he needs 6 as Triforce, it's very plausible he'll just go next door to 7 and find his bow. So, again, can't count him out just yet, but he is the furthest behind on the restream thus far. As Chest Jerk will find his bow here in the next room. So he'll be heading to 9 as well. I suspect Kairos is going to get the sound switched back here shortly to him, just so that we get a little bit of audio and can figure out where the heck this Ganon is. Unless we find it on Eat My Steel screen or on Shadow's screen first. Not surprised given how many rupees Chest Jerk has in his possession that he's going to this key shop not too far away from the line. Very plausible. Well, no, he's actually too close to 0 rupees if he buys the third, so.
And if we haven't said it already, by process of elimination, we now know that 9 contains the any key and the wooden boomerang.
Worth noting that level 9 is kind of small today. The entire right column's missing. Several empty rooms about. We got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20 rooms missing, so 64 minus 20 would be 44. And I don't know about the runner's feelings on it, but it feels to me like with smaller 9s these days, there are fewer bomb walls and a more tendency for staircases to be relevant.
So what is the smallest 9 we can have with this current build of the randomizer?
I think it still has to be bigger than 7 and 8, I think is logic. So if you take all 3 of those rooms, they fill a 128 grid. And you make them all even, that would be the lowest you can go. So if you make them all even, that's what, like 42, 43 rooms, somewhere in there? So we're very close to the minimum. And we found Ganon on Eat My Steel side. Looks like he's in the southwest.
And you gotta count for the staircases as well, I believe. For the stair rooms.
Yep, there has to be enough room for them to be, so I think it's more
there's 5 of
likely.
them.
I think it's more like it would be what, like 41 or 40 for the absolute minimum.
Oh,
In any
we can
event,
always have math.
math on stream is simply dangerous. What's not dangerous, though, is Zelda, which is right next to Ganon. Hello. That's a GG. That's a first place with a 59-11 for Eat My Steel. And that is first place overall. So that ended really quickly. And it looks like Shaddy is actually going to have a good shot at second here. He's also found Ganon. So it just depends on whether or not he picks the right way to go out of Ganon's room. Also requires him to beat Ganon the first time. But with Red Ring and White Sword, seems pretty likely that Ganon's going to go down.
Or in this case, Bowser.
Yep.
King Koopa.
Which way will he choose first? Left? Yes, he'll choose left. That's the right direction to go. And that's second place with just a minute over the hour mark for Shaddy. So, GG's to both of those runners there. They both finished within about a minute of each other. The first of which would be Eat My Steel, who's now in the booth. Congratulations on finishing first tonight. Looks like the bow was the big deal, and or the ladder that you kind of needed to find your way over there. And it looks like his mic was eaten by a Gru, so hopefully we'll get that fixed up momentarily. But we have Chest Jerk now in the same position as everybody else, but he's seen Zelda's room, so he knows exactly where to go next.
And also, welcome in the booth to Shaddy. GG.
Thank you.
Eat My Steel's mic has still been eaten.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, GG Steel. Well done.
He actually pulled a little bit of a comeback off as far as the three runners first into 9 here on the restream. Chest Jerk had you beaten to the 8th and final Triforce piece, but didn't have the bow in his possession in time. And Eat My Steel, I think, was also just a little bit ahead of you and finished, I guess, a little bit ahead of you. So you made up enough time to beat Chest Jerk, but not quite enough to get there and beat Eat My Steel out.
And GG to Chest Jerk, finishing in third place overall and on the restream with a time of 101.28.
Where did the recorder end up being?
Level 8.
It was in that big level 8. I think the level 8 and level 9 were basically the same size.
Oh no. Did people dive it or?
Oh, Chest
Chest
Jerk
Jerk.
had all sorts of fun.
Chest Jerk found everything except for the items in 9.
Believe it or not, Chest Jerk turned down the heart in that staircase Nate too. Found all the other hearts in the sea pretty much, but said, nah, I don't want to deal with this one. It's, I guess, a little bit salty at that point.
That 6 was just ugly without the ladder, and yet so simple with it.
Attempt 2 for Eat My Steel. Let's see how this one works.
You guys got me?
We got you,
this
sir.
time we got you. How's it feel to snipe Shaddy once again?
It feels great. It feels even better because this is my first time I've ever actually won outright a weekly, so it's a milestone for me. So
That's back-to-back weeks for our first time on victories on the weekly. I think Dr. J got his first win on the weekly last week.
yeah, I've gotten a couple seconds, a couple thirds, but never a first. So always a bridesmaid beforehand.
Well, we're certainly happy for you. GG.
I'm sure you're ecstatic, Shen.
Speaking of ecstatic, we have our completionist percentage player who happened to get third place in this one, so still not too shabby. Chest Jerk. GG's.
Level 7! Indeed. Last location, sir.
It's always level 7 until it's not, and then it usually is.
A little bit of salt with that last tar container you found the staircase.
Just a little. I didn't even pick it up. I feel bad. That goes against everything I know.
You are way out in front on heart containers this seed for sure.
Well,
I think
you know what they say.
Yeah.
Gotta have heart.
Yep. Gotta have heart, gotta have laundry, gotta have it all.
Oh, you heard that.
Oh yeah.
Perfect timing. I know where I'm going in the next 5 minutes.
So, Chester, how'd you feel about that recorder?
I knew when I found it, I knew I was in trouble. Or I felt like I was in trouble because I thought I could have had that a bit earlier than when I found it. And that would have made my... Although my overall exploration ended up being not too bad because I got a huge swath of the middle of the overworld I didn't have to look in. So that was kind of nice.
You know what's funny though? We were all sitting here looking for what item level 1 was going to be buried under because you were the first runner on Restream actually to find level 1. Nobody went that direction at all.
Yeah. I mean, I guess given where the any roads took you, that made sense. And given that it made an early dig of... I guess, I know for me, knowing the Armos item was near Death Mountain, I had the bombs at the time. But I figured I was going to bomb Death Mountain and found 2 dungeons up there, so go figure. But I can see how that would have pulled people away from the middle of the map because there really wasn't any easy way to get there that I can see.
Meanwhile, we've gotten... Captain Green's made his way into level 9 now, having found his bow at level 7 and gotten his last Triforce piece, so it shouldn't take him too much longer to finish this off. Look like the progression to level 9 kind of pushed you in that general direction towards the southwest via staircases or otherwise.
I'm curious if you can get to that staircase that's right next to Zelda and Ganon directly without taking... I guess, yeah, looking at my map, if you can't bomb left from the first staircase, take the second staircase if you can bomb to that. And that takes you to the third staircase, which takes you right there.
And off the restream, we have Amazing Coaster finishing 4th place with 105.53.
The big concern for Captain Green, I think, will probably be his key count. He's at 0 in 9 at this point. I didn't see a whole lot of key doors in level 9, but there might be 1 or 2 that could potentially be in his way still.
Well, I bought 2 on the way to 9 and ended up with 0, so that might be a problem.
He made it into level 9 with a couple, but he's since burned them all.
Maybe he'll find the enemy key.
Nice. I knew it was in there. I was hoping I would stumble upon it.
Captain Green is on the very bottom row. He's going to go left and be able to hear Ganon within the next couple seconds. He's going to drop the bait on the bait block down there and stab it a couple times, and it's a shutter door into Ganon's room, so he's good. We're safe. But go ahead.
I was a little nervous going to 9 myself. I had like 3 or 4 keys, I think. I was lucky I found a couple in 3 before I went there. I was looking at going in with 9 with like 1 key. I found a couple in 3. I got lucky there.
Shoutouts to the Chevy moat room with the milk and I guess the moat, because it's got the gray background to it.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me when I walked in. What the heck room is this?
What is it? The unnatural desert color that shifted to tiles and then threw a Chevy mode in it? Is that what we did with that?
Either that or we just decided to dump some vanilla pudding into the Chevy room.
Yep. Hey, we got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th on the restream tonight, so pretty successful night to be on the restream. Captain Green with the 107.53.
This is the comment in chat. Oh, everyone else who's done was featured.
And scene.
I'm sure he'll pop in here in a second and kind of bemoan the fact that he also basically full cleared everything not named level 8. But hey, I mean, who wants to dig level 7, right? Just eat my steel.
Did feel like I took every single wrong possible turn in level 8. That was kind of annoying. All to find a heart container.
And take any turns in 8. Got the
Yeah, if you
Triforce,
just go
two
you just
rooms
take-
and left.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the Triforce and just go straight up, you find both items and you're done. But I decided to journey to the right side of the dungeon, which had a lot of non-bombable walls, and that's about it.
Shouts to that level 1. If you wanted all
Oh,
three
yeah.
items, it was 6 rooms start to
Yep.
finish. If you
I'm
just
sad.
if you just wanted 2 items out of it, it was really just 4.
I'm sad that
Yeah.
I explored 7 rooms instead of 6. Actually,
I
no,
think
didn't I?
even
No, I didn't. No, I just marked the room as possible, and then, oh, look, there's an item. I'm done.
I guess you might still was considering going and hunting the raft or whatever item happened to be in there. I don't think you found level 9 until the very last dungeon, but I think it was only him, you and Shaddy, I think, probably went for it. I don't know that Captain Green... No, Captain Green went for it as well, so yeah. Everybody went for that raft.
Well, I nabbed the silvers out of there, and then I kept going. I was like, wait, why am I still going? I got a heart container. I was like, yeah, I gotta get out of here. Get the Triforce. Go, run.
Yep, and looks like we have Captain Green in the booth. Pretty good time put up, but unfortunately got trolled just a little bit with the order of progression there and that sneaky bow in level 7.
Yeah, the mirrored overworld. I don't play it a lot, so it kind of screwed my routing, and unfortunately, I did run into a lot of less than helpful levels early.
Yep. I think the whole oddball here was between the indie roads and just kind of the natural progression order that people went in. Nobody found level 1 for the longest time. I think you found it right after Eat My Steel, but probably only 2 minutes or 3 minutes behind Chest Jerk, who was the first of the restream to find it. And for all 4 of you, it actually turned out okay.
Yeah, I guess the way everything was set up was actually kind of weird to route in early.
It's so lonely, just sitting in the middle of the map with nothing around it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's one of those weekly flag sets that perhaps wasn't the biggest challenge in terms of combat, but it's just one of those that is challenging in the sense that you don't necessarily play the flag set all the time. I think I've only played this kind of mirrored overworld recorder to unbeaten once in the last couple weeks, so it's if you're not used to it, it certainly can play with your head a little bit.
So I played a practice seed of these flags earlier today, and the overworld blocks turned on with a red candle, and the sword was under a burn bush, so I cleared there was like a 25-minute sword, but I still cleared it like 108.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered for the 2 runners on the top of the screen here, Chest Jerk and Shaddy, because I think they both went into level 2 super early and got paid off with that white sword.
I was very happy with my find there.
Another thing, the wand was on 6 hearts, as everybody but Chest Jerk would have known, because you had.
Because I had 8, I think.
I think you had. You definitely had more than enough.
Yeah, well, that's, standard for me, really.
I had 6 by the time I went back and picked it up, so I had no idea how many it was.
And I think Shaddy's the only one that went back on 5 and hoped that would work out and got the predictable nope.
I think I found
Brutal.
all 4 take-aids
So
within the
brutal.
first 10 minutes. I couldn't
You
believe
did.
that.
I did note that you found all of them very quickly.
Yeah. Again, taking a candle to start, I feel bad. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it's wasn't too bad. See, I mean, just again, just depends on what order you found things in. We were really just looking to see whether or not the recorder would pay off, or if the earliest ladder would pay off. And it looks like tonight just happened to be the ladder that paid off quickest. Not by much.
I got decent mileage out of the recorder. I mean, I can't imagine how long it would be taking me to find, 1 and 4, I think were the ones I hadn't found yet. But they were, again, in the middle of the map with nothing else around them. So I could have been digging a couple other spots before finding them. So I think it definitely saved time.
Looks like we have Jay smashing at the 114.26 mark. 6th place. Have another Oh, I think another 9 runners still going in this one, so lots of people still navigating it. As far as the restream goes, we're pretty much done with it. So, unless anybody else has anything else to say to this seed, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks for doing
GGs.
comms and everything. Yeah, GG's, guys.
Yes. GG's. Thanks for commentary. Always a good time.
GG's, everyone.
And one more, Mr. Dunlow finishing in 7th with a 114.56.
Gross, thanks for tracking and stepping into the booth with me. Thanks to Speed Gaming, once again, for putting on the weeklies. They've been putting on the Sunday weekly now for the better part of 2 or 3 years for us, so we appreciate the time they devote to us. And the setup staff and everybody involved with it, we certainly appreciate them as well. If you want to see more Zelda 1 randomizer action, you can always check out any of the 4 runners here on the restream. I run it as well. Got a whole list of runners going. You can see that list on Speedruns Live currently, because that's where we use the IRC to get these races going, so you can check out any of the runners that were in this race. But for my commentary partner and tracker, Kiros, I am BRSK. We'll see you potentially next week with another random flag set. We'll figure out what we're going to play and see you then.